Hey, I like this. I like this. So Boye also agrees with Miss Cookie, and Boye Richard is like, it isn't a divine thing to call a woman a man. It's just not the way it is, even though she's playing both roles. She is not a father. She will never be a father. And Destiny's Child said, it is weird, she agrees. However, but it's some people's reality. I wanted to talk more about this because some people have, like Boye now, does not, from what you're just reading, Boye Richard, you don't think women should be celebrated on Father's Day because it's just not a divine thing. It's just not, she will never be a father. But she's playing the role of a father. You're saying it doesn't matter. She is a mother. That's it. Celebrate her. She's a mother. Let's keep the roles separate. Does everybody agree on that? So if you don't, let me hear. Again, it's not just me talking. I want other people to talk. Okay? But I like it. I'm liking this. Why? Because breaking limits is we're going to places that have not. We're pushing the envelope. That's what we do. We're empowering each other. You're empowering me. I'm empowering you too. Okay, so Miss Cookie says, imagine a home where the woman is the breadwinner and she's celebrated on Father's Day. How will her husband feel? Okay, so let me clarify that. The celebrating women on Father's Day was for single mothers, not for a married couple. So let's clarify that so there's no confusion on that. And I actually personalized it. I said, when I was a single parent at one point, people would tell me Happy Father's Day. I gladly took it. It was fine. They were celebrating me. Not as a married woman. Father's Day, in a unit of men and women, you celebrate the man and you celebrate the woman. Celebrate the woman. Everybody does on Mother's Day. Celebrate the man on Father's Day. That's a totally different kettle of fish. What my question was, is it okay to celebrate single fathers on Mother's Day? Is it okay to celebrate single mothers on Father's Day? Not when they are married. This is not for married people. So Destiny Child 001 says, well, I celebrate my mother and my older sister on Father's Day because I lost my dad at 10. But those two made sure I didn't lack anything. And that's the point I'm saying. When there is no man in the house. Okay. Miss Cookie says, I personally commend single mothers and fathers, but there are areas of the child's life that the man can't feel no matter how hard they try. Destiny's Child went on and said, the reason why she celebrates these two women is because they played the role of mom and dad. Now, Miss Cookie, I get what you're saying, because fathers and mothers play different roles. But there are people who play those two roles. Now, that's not to say they are perfect in that role. Does that make sense? So anyone being a single parent, being a single mother, raising children as a father and a mother, financially, emotionally, and even spiritually, right? Influencing that child. But it doesn't make her a perfect father. Does that make sense? She also still looks for role models for her children, especially her male children. So it doesn't mean that they're the best at what they do. But I think the celebrating them is the fact that they're stepping in and playing, because there's no father in the household. So is a day you take out to celebrate. So you're like, well, she's playing this role. But that doesn't mean she becomes a man, or because there will. He can take her to school. He will buy personal things for her. She starts her period. It will be him. He's playing certain role. He's playing those roles, but that doesn't mean he's not going to seek some woman that will fill that void. Okay. So that's how I see it. It's the same thing for a woman. A woman raising children plays the role, of a father and a mother. She's playing those roles. She's the breadwinner. She's doing all of that. However, the woman also will try to get other men in her life, a role model for her kids. Okay. All right. And that's fine, Oh, I mean, Mixed Cookie, I hear you. I hear you. You just don't want the lines. You don't want that. You don't want that. And Boya Richards is the same with you. Destiny Child, on the other hand, is agreeing with me that I bet you there are lots of good men raised by single mothers. There are great men raised by single mothers. Are you kidding? A lot of men, especially in the Black community, that are raised by women. Oh, that goes without saying. And that's where this thing is coming from. Like, celebrate them, It doesn't make them men. It just means that we're celebrating that they took that role on. Sassy Mind says, I think single parents should be celebrated at all times and not be defined by their gender. I think that's what we're saying here. Sassy Mind just kind of put it all in a nutshell. It's not by gender. That is so true. It's not by gender. Celebrate them. A lot of our footballers, a lot of our basketballers, musicians, actors, politicians, I don't care, professionals, doctors, nurses, lawyers, have been raised by single women. And people are saying, celebrate them even on Father's Day. Acknowledge that they took the place of their father. They did not say, well, there's no man in the house. Well, that's it though. If your father is not here, what are we going to do now? You can't be a doctor. You can't be a lawyer. You can't do this, your dream. So you find people now turning around to acknowledge the women or the men in their life that took on the dual roles. That doesn't mean that they're perfect. No, it just means that they took it. Unfortunately, this is Anita. Unfortunately, someone who has not walked in the shoes of playing both roles may never understand. Anyhow, it is good to give credit where credit is due. I love what Sassy Might said. So, it's not defined by gender. And Miss Cookie, and again, I love what you said. I really love this. So she's like, why? So why are there days? Or why were there days set for Mother's and Father's Day? Because it's for that unit. In a married house, in a house where you have married people, you're going to celebrate the father, you're going to celebrate the mother. So, in a house where there is none married people, people are saying it's okay to celebrate the person playing both roles. That is my question. Are you all saying Miss Cookie's questions? Aaron says, big up for parents playing dual roles. It's not an easy task. Esther says, Esther agrees with Anita. It's good to give credit to whom credit is due. Miss Cookie, I'm loving this. You know what I love about it? You don't have to just join the bandwagon. You have a mind of your own. You're expressing it. I appreciate that. All I'm saying is let's celebrate them every time we get a chance because it's not easy. And they need all the love and support for they do as single parents. I know that you're saying that. I know you're not saying, and I hope everyone understands this. Her thing, and I think that's the same thing with Boy Richards, that celebrate women, Women's Day, celebrate fathers on Father's Day, let's not cross. Okay? But I'm thinking, again, this is me. I'm not saying you don't have to agree with me, that celebrating, because again, in a home where you have a father and a mother, you're not going to celebrate the mother on Father's Day. That's for the man in the house. Just like Mother's Day, you're not going to be celebrating the man, and you'll be celebrating, you know what I mean? You'll be celebrating the woman.